Learn to act as if you've already achieved it. Stoic philosophy. In the stillness of early morning or in the quiet hours of reflection, many of us feel a deep yearning, a desire to be more than we are now, to be wiser, calmer, more focused, to achieve goals that feel distant. But Stoic philosophy, ancient yet timeless, offers a profound insight. You need not wait. You can begin to live as if you've already become who you aspire to be. This idea may sound bold at first. In a world often obsessed with appearances, the phrase act as if can seem like a disguise, an invitation to fake it. But to the Stoic mind, it means something very different. It is not about pretending to be successful in the eyes of others. It is about aligning your inner world with the virtues and strength you seek, regardless of whether the external world has caught up yet. Stoicism is grounded in the belief that we are responsible for our own character. Everything outside our control and wealth, fame, circumstances is secondary, even irrelevant, to our moral and rational development. Therefore, the Stoic asks, if you seek courage, why not act courageously now? If you wish to be disciplined, why not embrace discipline in this moment? Marcus Aurelius, writing not for an audience but for himself, constantly reminded his mind to return to what truly matters: character, duty, and presence. The impediment to action advances action, he wrote. What stands in the way becomes the way. This is the mindset of someone who already lives as though he is prepared for anything, not because he controls the future, but because he governs himself. To act as if you've already achieved your goal is to live out your potential in present time. Imagine a person who seeks peace of mind. The Stoic would ask, what prevents you from practicing peace now? Is it the outer world, or is it the refusal to take responsibility for your responses? Epictetus, a former slave who became a respected teacher, said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. In other words, define your values clearly, and then bring your behavior into alignment with them. Today, not tomorrow. There is no waiting for the perfect conditions. The Stoic does not wait until they are rich to be generous, nor until they are safe to be brave. They embody their ideals with whatever tools they have at hand. A soldier under siege, a merchant facing ruin, a citizen under tyranny. Each still has full access to their own reason, their own virtue. And that, the Stoics say, is enough. So what does it mean practically to act as if? It means waking up and behaving with purpose, not because you've succeeded by worldly standards, but because you're living according to a higher standard. You organize your day with intention, you speak with clarity, you treat others with dignity, regardless of their status. You discipline your desires, not to deny pleasure, but to sharpen your freedom. You carry yourself with quiet confidence, not arrogance, but the still assurance that you are living by your chosen values. You are not faking success, you are faithfully practicing it. You embody the traits of your future self now, and in doing so, you make them real. This mindset has far-reaching consequences. Instead of passivity, it fosters action. Instead of insecurity, it breeds inner resilience. Instead of chasing worth in the eyes of others, you ground your worth in your actions and intentions. And inevitably, over time, this inner alignment draws results. You become the kind of person who earns trust, who cultivates opportunity, who navigates difficulty with strength. People may say, you've changed, but the Stoic knows, you've simply come home to who you truly are. This is the paradox of Stoicism. In surrendering the need to control the outcome, you gain control over what matters most, your own mind. And from that mastery, real change begins, not through waiting, not through wishing, but through the disciplined practice of virtue. So begin now. Act as if you already possess the peace you seek, the wisdom you admire, the strength you dream of, not for show, not for validation, but because in every moment you are given the rare and noble chance to become. Acting as if you've already achieved your highest self is not about delusion. It is about direction, and direction requires discipline. This approach does not deny struggle, it transforms it. The Stoics were not sheltered from hardship. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire beset by war, plague, and betrayal. Epictetus lived in bondage before teaching in obscurity. Seneca walked the corridors of power under the shadow of tyranny. Yet in each of their writings, we see a profound calm, a steady resolve that comes from living as though the soul had already triumphed over external chaos. This mindset holds immense psychological power. When you carry yourself as if you've already succeeded internally, your brain begins to follow. Neuroscience today confirms what the Stoics intuitively practiced, that behavior shapes emotion, that posture influences mood, that values enacted become values embodied. By acting with courage, even while afraid, we train our minds to perceive courage as real. By practicing patience, even when frustrated, we lay the neural pathways for true equanimity. And by living in alignment with our best self, even when the world gives us no reward for it, we internalize a new identity, not as someone trying to become, but someone who already is. But how can we apply this practically in the noise of modern life? Start with small, consistent acts. Each morning, pause and ask, what would the person I aspire to be do today? How would they speak? What choices would they make when no one is watching? How would they handle disappointment or success or insult? Then live that answer. If your goal is confidence, then speak clearly and look others in the eye, even when you feel unsure. If your goal is wisdom, then pause before you react, even when your emotions urge you to strike out. If your goal is peace, then practice stillness, even if the world around you is moving fast. And when you fail, and as you will, do not despair. The Stoics knew that failure is part of training. Seneca wrote, "Just as a man is not qualified to be a pilot if he has only sailed in calm waters, so too a philosopher must be tested by difficulty." Each misstep is not a reason to abandon the path, but a deeper invitation to walk it with humility. Over time, this practice builds a quiet confidence. You are no longer reacting to the world, but responding with intention. You begin to feel rooted, not in ego, but in essence, not in outcome, but in effort. In a modern world obsessed with achievement, the Stoic finds peace in character. While others rush to appear successful, the Stoic remains focused on being worthy of success through virtue, resilience, and self-governance. To act as if you've already achieved it, in the Stoic sense, is to carry within yourself the very qualities that others spend lifetimes chasing externally. It is to become a still point in a turning world, guided not by trends or approval, but by timeless principles. And in doing so, you create a life of deep fulfillment, a life where you don't merely talk about virtue, you live it, a life where you don't perform strength, you embody it, a life not ruled by fate, but shaped by philosophy. So carry yourself with dignity, walk with purpose, respond with grace, and above all, choose, moment by moment, to live as the person you already know you are capable of becoming. Because in the eyes of the Stoics, you do not have to wait to become that person. You only have to act as if, with wisdom, with intention, and with heart. And so the question returns, quietly, persistently, who are you becoming by the way you live today? This is not a question for tomorrow or for some imagined future when things are easier, quieter, or more certain. The Stoics remind us that life is not waiting to begin. It is unfolding now, in your next breath, your next decision, your next conversation. You do not need to wait for applause to practice virtue. You do not need recognition to live with honor. The person you hope to be, strong, wise, calm, clear, is not someone you stumble upon. That person is forged, choice by choice, in the fires of each ordinary day. And so, act as if you've already arrived, not arrogantly, not theatrically, but deliberately, humbly, fully aware that while you may not control outcomes, you always control your orientation toward them. Stand then, like the Stoic in the storm. Let others measure success in status and noise. You will measure it in composure and courage. Let others chase validation. You will seek integrity. Let the world shout, distract, tempt. You will return again and again to the simple discipline of living according to your values. There is quiet power in this, a serenity that cannot be shaken by fortune or fate. For when you live as if you are already whole, already principled, already worthy, then you no longer seek from the world what you can only find within. And here lies the great paradox. By embodying your future self in the present moment, you are no longer chasing success. You are living it, not because you've reached the summit, but because you've learned to walk the path with presence, with character, and with peace. So begin.